Hi there, Ashley from Nomisma here, and in today's video, I'll be showing you how to add an employee to a payroll profile within Nomisma. So right now, I'm on the client section of the Nomisma platform, and you can see here I've got a sole trader named Ash Hall with the service type payroll. So I'm just going to drill down into that sole trader and go to their payroll profile. So on this page, you can see here I've got a new employee button. So I can select a new employee, and I'm going to go through the process of adding myself to this payroll. So Ash Hall, accountant, male, let's enter a date of birth, random date of birth, 1985. I don't have to enter a passport number, but you can to store that information. I'm going to select British, enter a random address, and then we can select a country. Enter a postcode. And I'm just going to change that to England. Yeah. And then with the email address, you can use this to set them up with a portal on the Nomisma platform. So I'm just going to enter a dummy address here, but I'll show you how to set up the portal as well. So I can save that, or I can move on to the mandatory payroll information. The data isn't lost if you switch to these different sections. So within mandatory payroll information, I need to enter a joining date. So I'm going to enter that as the 1st of January 2020. Payroll ID and RTI submission ID. Now, if this employee has been included on a submission already with a different software, it's really important to use the same submission ID. Otherwise, HMRC may create a duplicate profile for this employee their end. So I would suggest matching the number and making sure that you use the same number as the other software. Okay, so payroll frequency. This is pulled through from the company itself. So based on the frequencies that the company is running payroll, you would have the options here. If you're running a weekly, a fortnightly, a monthly, a quarterly, and annually, they will all pull through to this section. And then you've got payment method, bank name, let's put NatWest, sort code. And this is really useful because you can generate a backed file, and that backed file will take the company bank details, the person's bank details, put them together along with the amount, and then you can upload that to a bank account that accepts backed files in order to process all of the employees' payments all in one upload. Very useful. If you're dealing with a payroll that has, say, 200 employees, you don't want to have to go through and process each of the payments individually. So then we can enter a tax code and select save. The final tab of this section is pay details. So here we can enter the portal login username. I can enter a new username if I just wanted to send, say, Ash Hall. That would then trigger an email to be sent to that employee. And once they set up their account, they can log into the web application through nomisma.co.uk, or they can download the mobile apps onto their phone to view the payslips from their mobile phone. If you didn't want to use a username of your choice, you can use the email address, which is the simplest option. Okay. And then we can enter the number of hours they've worked each week. I'm not going to enter a portal username. And then how is the pay worked out? It could be an annual salary, a day rate, or an hourly rate. So let's enter an annual salary. And then we can select if they're part of the apprenticeship scheme, if they have any student loans, do they have a postgraduate loan, and you can enter a leaving date. So let's select save there. And then on general terms, you can the leave start date is automatically populated from the company itself. So if I go back to the payroll dashboard, edit the company, this is a brand new company, so I don't think one has been entered yet. Okay, so leave start date, let's save that. And overwrite existing employees. And then select edit. There you go. So the leave start date has now been added to that employee. The number of annual leave days they have has been added. The holiday pay rate has been added. Carry forward from last year is currently 0 because they haven't had any annual leave carried forward. So this is absolutely fine now. I can select the working days that this individual works. That will be used to determine the number of days of annual leave that they've taken. So if you had an employee that takes 2 weeks of annual leave, then it will do it based on working days rather than number of days between that period. Okay, so you can select save there. And then we've got emergency contacts. So I could add someone to and name them the mother or the father or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever you like. You can have all of the emergency contact details here. Really useful for your directors or any companies that are accessing the payroll themselves, because we do have an employer view where your client can actually log in and view the payroll. They can view their staff, they can view the staff profiles, reports, and they can actually log into the mobile application as well. So we can enter a phone number, an address, and a postcode. If you wanted to add any notes, only calls, no email, you can. And then we can add that contact and they'll be stored here. So you can add as many contacts as you like, and everything will be stored for you. So that is how to add an employee to the payroll module. If we go back to the payroll dashboard now, you'll see that the payroll is automatically populated based on the salary I entered. And if I drill down into that profile, you'll see a payroll schedule, which will detail all of the payroll runs to come in the future because they're on the monthly. And we've actually froze paned it so that you can see all of the details and just scroll to the right. There's a scroll bar here, or if you have a magic mouse like me, you can scroll easily. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope you found this useful. If you do have any other questions, feel free to reach out on support@nomisma.co.uk, or you can use our phone number, which is 020 3021 2326. Thank you. Bye.